I guess the Faust story is something that's often told. And again, that is something of a horror story if you see the devil as a monster.
Sure. Well, and also just the idea that someone is giving away their humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Selling their humanity. Because really the soul is what makes us human, allegedly.
We can make cars. That's what makes us human. I don't know what I'm saying.
Make cars.
I just hate things. It's like, it's a thing that separates us from the animals. It's like, well, lots of things do. Opposable thumbs, we can make cars. What?
What's the name of the show?
Come on. Boxing.
Just say it regular.
Unboxing.
That's right, where we thank our donors, people who have donated to welcometothebasementshow.com to support our show, and we open our mailbag. People send us stuff, we open it up right here on the show. Now that the premise has been openly stated, it is time to thank our donors. Donors such as
Robert, Corey, Danielle, Sarah, Jonathan, Julius from Sweden, who says, thanks to you, I've increased my knowledge and interest about actors, directors, and filmmaking. You're welcome. Merlin, Joe, Sean, Malcolm, Luke, and Dean, who says, thanks for the show. It's always funny and full of hot movie nuggets.
Hot movie nuggets.
Hot movie nuggets.
It's not what we promise, but it's what we deliver.
What do you think of when you hear the word nugget?
I think of Aaron Yonda, because it's his favorite word.
Is it?
Yes.
Like, when you visualize a nugget, what is it?
Like a Flintstone rock, cartoon rock, hits him in the head or something. How about some postcards?
How about some?
One from our buddy Andrew there. You know him.
Yep.
You dropped it on the floor.
Yeah, the Metropolitan Museum of Art. They filmed a scene in When Harry Met Sally right in front of this.
Baby fish mouth. Here's one from Sean Henry up there in Vancouver, and it is about the mowing devil.
Ooh.
And Bob in Baltimore sends us a little something about machines that think.
Ooh. All right, we have some questions from viewers, such as Orlav Reyes. I don't know if that's how you pronounce your first name, Orlav. My apologies. What are your favorite movie books? I haven't read that many movie books, but 3 good ones I've read recently would be Pictures at a Revolution.
I haven't read that many. I've only read 3 recently.
Pictures at a Revolution by Mark Harris. It's one of those stories which basically all adds up to how baby boomers saved the world, but still it's really good. And if you look closely, it's actually the generation right before the baby boomers who save it. Jonathan Lethem wrote a great book on They Live. That's the John Carpenter movie. And he gives it a very close reading. He catches every single detail in it. And of course, any collection of Pauline Kael's reviews are golden.
He hasn't read much, folks. He's just a poor little church mouse who knows nothing about movie literature. But he's only read 3 recently. David Kuchera writes, what are some of your favorite DVD commentaries? I'm trying to find one as good as Evil Dead 2. Mel Brooks' commentary on Young Frankenstein is great. It's hilarious, it's also very informative, and it's also very passionate about movies. And I remember the DVD commentary for The Usual Suspects being quite good.
The last one I listened to...
He's only listened to 3 recently, folks.
The Thief of Baghdad has commentary from Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh, nice.
Who loves the movie. You get to hear this genius director being transformed into an 8-year-old boy sitting in a movie theater and wondering how this magic happens.
Your tests have come back. You are infected with opening credits. I'm sorry to say that. Spleece. I don't know that word.
What's the profile?
Jane Doe.
It's too bad they don't have John Doe. He could sing White Girl. She's a white girl.
Johnny Hit and Run Pauline.
Sure, that's the more well-known one.
Yes.
But I decided to go for a deep cut.
Building you your very own special friend, Gavin. Thank you.
They go to the same barber.
It's the Canadian national haircut. Oh, Canada, we have the same haircut. Oh, Dren, just when we think you're pretty, you're gross. And I don't need you anymore. I'm off to find Daenerys Targaryen to help her.
It's just music. It makes you feel good.
Was he just doing a Marlon Brando impersonation?
No, he talks like that sometimes. I don't know. It's just like he's just got that nose and it just all comes out.
Let's open up a few packages.
Yes!
Let's see what we got here.
Ah.
This is from Colby over there in Vermont, and it looks like it's another chapter of his book.
Oh!
With a Yorodowski little pamphlet. Cody has indeed included some chapters of his book. Good luck on that, Cody. Keep writing that book. Chapters 5 through 7. Mysterious and Creeping Evil. He's also included a DVD of, as he says, an absolutely batshit crazy, recently discovered cult film called Dangerous Men. Looks like you got a letter there.
Yes, I have a letter and then some. This is from Harry from Ann Arbor, Michigan. He discovered our show with The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. A great way to jump in on the show. This is The Stone Tape, which is one of the movies you recommended.
And now, the Zatoichi Report. My quest to watch all 25 Zatoichi sequels in 2016 continues. And it's going to be a long one today because I have 2 movies to discuss. But not 2 Zatoichi movies. I watched number 17, which is Zatoichi Challenged. Once again, Zatoichi is charged with taking care of a child. This seems to be a common theme.
Yep.
I think it's happened at least 3 times in these movies now. And he needs to protect the boy from Boss Gonzo.
Was he a little felt thing with a weird nose?
No, he's a mean Japanese man.
Does he have sex with chickens?
There's some weird moments here. There is a musical number, like a musical, like a character just starts singing. Might be the least amount of sword fighting, aside from the first film, of course, of any of the movies. There's not a lot of it. Now, this movie was the basis for a Hollywood movie in the 80s called Blind Fury with Rutger Hauer. I watched this one, I gotta watch the other one, and so I did. And it is terrible.
Rutger Hauer, he did like 1 amazing movie, 3 really good movies, and then everything else just no.
He's blinded in Vietnam, and the Vietnamese take him in and they teach him how to use the rest of his senses and a sword.
Well, that was nice of the Vietnamese.
There are so many things wrong with this movie, but the writing is probably the worst part. There's one point where Nick Parker, who's the character that he plays, he's tied up in the back of a van. The bad guy's got him. And he's trying to wriggle out of the ropes, and he can't do it. And so he sighs and he mutters, "Too much a linguine." I'm going to go ahead and thank the rest of our donors.
Please.
People such as Dan, Michael, Ann, Brian, Kelsey, Noah, who says, "I hope you will continue with this amazing show." We will. Graham, Patrick, Lewis, Jared, Emily, and Andrew, who says, "I find it really hard to find a good review show that gives such depth and insight whilst keeping the conversation in a plain-speaking human level. I enjoy the show." Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
Well, on the show last week, you'll recall that we gave Sci-Fi July a little bonus sci-fi movie with the movie Splice. And today's poem has to do with technology.
Oh, good.
It's called Tape Loop, and it is inspired by a viewing of the documentary Sound City. This is about Dave Grohl and the Neve recording console. You don't know what I'm talking about at all, do you?
No.
Sound City is a LA studio. It recorded many seminal albums by people such as Fleetwood Mac and Tom Petty and Nirvana and etc. Technology is not going to hurt you. It is not a monster, not anything. Just a dumb collection of bits and scraps, screens, wires, and impulses, created by smart people and abused by dumb people. It's always the same. The dull and talentless create crappy things. The bright and talented create great things. The progress of technology doesn't change that. The ordinary will use it as a shortcut and a crutch, and the extraordinary will use it to do what they do best, transforming mere progress into true innovation and art. It's been that way for the last 100 years, and for 1,000 before that, and 1,000 from now. Pining for the past or dreading the future just makes a shallower footprint in the present. Kind of more philosophy than poetry there, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Normally what you write is more like inspired by the going-ons of the movie. Well, this seems to just be inspired by the props of the movie.
In the movie, they talk about like this Neve console, which is this analog thing, and then there's this other studio that opens up across the street, and they've got computers, and so people start going there, and so there's this idea of like authenticity versus fakery.
Yeah.
But, it's all the same.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on how you use it and what you do with it.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple more packages. Let's do it. We got there some clothes.
Looks like some clothes. This is from Steve in Kent, Ohio. Him and his brother are big fans of the show, and they recently come up with a t-shirt idea and decided to make a couple and send them to us.
Look at that.
Hello.
My name is Stu.
My name is Stu.
Oh, that's great. Thanks, guys. We'll
Yes.
wear these proudly.
Thank you. That was my Stu.
Hey, I like this shirt. I'm going to put it on my body. And we've got a record
A
here.
record?
A record.
Who do you think who's it from?
Robert Stevenson. The House Martins. London 0, Hull 4. I've heard of the House Martins, but I don't know much about them, so I'm intrigued. This is an original 1986 pressing. Wow. This is really cool. Thanks, Robert.
That's nice.
I found one more package lurking around here, so I'm going to open that too.
I always loved it at Christmas when I find just one more present, like way back in the tree.
Yeah, man. This is from T.A. Epley, and it is the Mountain Goats, The Sunset Tree. I think I've listened to this once. I have it on my iPod.
I listen to that a lot. I love that album.
That's good stuff.
Yes.
John Darnielle? John Darnielle?
I don't know the guy's name.
That's his name. Mountain Goats.
So there's gonna be a party when the wolf comes home. It's one of my favorite lyrics.
Is this the one where he says, like, I hope you die? I hope we die?
That could be any of his albums.
Thanks, T.A.
You know, I really hope that someday we find out that T.A. stands for Thomas Alva.
Thomas Alva Epley.
Yes.
Well, that's it for unboxing. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you'll join us for some more fun later on. You can watch the new episode of Welcome to the Basement this coming Friday. We hope to see you then. Good night.
Good night.
I don't know Splice.
Well, you will now.
No!
That was the worst shot of my career.
Tona's got to shag the DVD now.
I don't know what shag means.
That's a baseball term. It doesn't mean what it means in the UK. The DVD Brexited my hand.
You're an embarrassment to this company. It's going to take us years.
The protein's been synthesized. It's in the fridge.
It's next to the macaroni salad.
So Clive's been left alone with the kid, and one thing quickly leads to another. That's for Halle Berry.
Clive and Dren make love, but they're caught by Elsa. Try to explain your way out of this one, Clive.
I synthesized the protein.